Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 22, Karl's Spirit Month. And remember, this week we're doing a theme of big bourbons. That is, bourbons with high proof. And this week we're doing all bourbons with over a proof point of 110. That's more than 55% alcohol. So sit back, relax. Tonight we're going to be looking at kind of one of my secret favorites. I don't tell people this very often, but we're going to be looking at just one of my favorites. Before we do that, we'll let everybody know it's another beautiful spring day. I don't know about you all, but usually don't get to enjoy days like this too much. It's usually locked up inside. We're usually busy, running here, there, everywhere. Do not get to enjoy the day. I know we're under quarantine. I know we're under stay at home, but get outside, enjoy yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely beautiful. It's just been a marvelous day, so please get out and enjoy, but stay safe. That's number one. On with our tasting. Now, I don't always drink wild turkey, but when I do, it's almost always rare breed. Rare Breed is one of the premium spirits offered by the venerated Wild Turkey Distillery, owned by Campari. And this is under the stewardship of the father and son distillers of Jimmy and Eddie Russell. Other spirits in this line include their Kentucky Spirit, which is a single barrel, and of course their award-winning Russell's Reserve line. But we're looking at Rare Breed tonight, and so we're going to be tasting this wonderful little drink. And the quick history on this, and it's a quick one tonight. This all started back in 1991, and it was Jimmy Russell's response to Jim Beam's Booker's, which was a single barrel. I'm sorry, Baker's, which was a single barrel expression. By the way, Jimmy Russell today is the world's longest tenured active master distiller. He's been at it for over 60 years. His son Eddie has been in it now for over 35, almost 40, over 40 years actually. So there's another Russell yet waiting in the wings to take over at some point. But Jimmy Russell decided he's going to blend his signature 6-year, his 8-year, and a 12-year-old bourbon whiskey to create a barrel-proof expression of wild turkey. And since Rare Breed has been produced, it's been produced in a number of different proof points, all the way down as low as 108.2 proof. Yeah, low, right? And as high as 116.8. Now, it's a nice range of really higher proofs. It has been announced that sometime in 2020, the proof point is actually going to go higher than the current 116.8. What that will be is pure speculation at this point. I have seen some things that say 118. I've seen others that go as high as 120, 124 proof. Either way, hopefully they do a great job blending this particular whiskey. They use Wild Turkey's signature mash bill. This is the mash bill standard mash bill they use in almost every Wild Turkey product. It's 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. And this particular bottle comes out at 116.8 proof. So 116.8 is what they're calling their barrel proof expression. Now, this is a mix of 6, 8, and 12-year bourbon. So 6, 8, and 12. There's probably more 8 in it, probably more 6 in it than there is 12, but there is some 12-year in this. There's a rumor, and it is just that, it's a rumor, that last year in 2019, some 15-year juice, that's 15-year-old bourbon, got dumped in with the 2019 batch, of which this is one of those. But that's just a rumor. The Russells have gone on record saying, nope, never happened. But we did use some 13-year in here, but no 15. So it's all rumor about how old some of this stuff can be, but it goes from 6, 8, and 12 years of age. So let's get into it with this. First of all, it is absolutely gorgeous in the glass. It's got a nice, deep, beautiful caramel color. Maybe you call that a dark amber. I'm not going copper with this one. I'm going That was just a waste of good bourbon, guys. I'm going dark amber. The lines on the glass are particularly impressive. They're thick, they're sticky. Looks like really great alcohol and sugar content in the glass on this one. This is a warm nose. It's not spicy necessarily, but it is warm. I'm getting some warm vanillas. I'm getting also a few leather notes in there too. But for me, the big one that sticks out is brown sugar, like baked brown sugar, hot out of the oven brown sugar. Now, I've also been working on my sense of smell and taste here with some new spices and stuff, and trying to expand what I'm doing. And I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit of nutmeg here, nutmeg, and we'll talk about tasting another time. But I'm getting a little nutmeg here on my sense of smell of this particular bourbon. It's not overwhelming, but it is definitely there. That's just a good bourbon, guys. The taste is bold, but it's balanced. And by balanced, what I mean is it doesn't, there's no one, how can I explain this? There's no one flavor that really tries to overwhelm my taste buds. Instead, they're all there and they just kind of pop as they go through across my palate. And the tastes that are there are really rich. There's lots of classic bourbon flavors that I really enjoy. That vanilla is definitely there. That syrupy caramel or caramel, whichever you prefer, is there. I'm getting some sweet oak tastes, some brown sugar again, but also I get some deep dark fruits here, like a dark cherry, and it's got a great mouthfeel. This is not chewy, but it's thick, it's viscous, it really coats your palate well, really sticks with it. Now, I did not mention spice. It's here. Don't get me wrong, it's 116.8 proof. There is some spice, some burn, but it is not bad. This is actually one of the easiest drinking 116.8 proofs that I've probably ever had. It's just really well balanced and it doesn't overwhelm, it doesn't shock your taste buds right away. It certainly doesn't distract me from the flavor. Now, finish. Guys, the finish on this is warm and lingering. My mouth's actually watering. And it's not because of the alcohol or the spice, it's because it was really that good. There's definitely some spice on the finish, but we're talking some sweet cinnamons. We're talking maybe a little black pepper, but nowhere as hot or as one might think. But I also get a lot of sweet notes, some vanillas again, some molasses perhaps. There's some charred oak flavors here too, which is not really that surprising because Wild Turkey is one of the few distillers that use a number 4 alligator char on their barrels. And in an upcoming episode, we'll talk about what that means later. But finally, the last thing I get on this finish is another one that I don't often describe very much of, and it's tobacco. I'm not talking about smoke. I'm talking about tobacco. A freshly rolled cigar that you take a sniff of before someone lights it up and it becomes nasty. Or maybe a freshly shredded tobacco in a can. It's kind of earthy, leafy smell, okay? And it's more of a dark smell than a green smell. So that's where I'm using that word tobacco. My takeaway for this is that I just really enjoy it. It has just the right amount of heat to make itself and its proof felt, but it's so well balanced that it doesn't hide the flavor like other high proof bourbons try to do. Speaking of which, this is a reasonably, and I'm going to use air quotes here, reasonably priced premium bottle, right around the sub $50 range. And the best thing of all, really, with this is that this is incredibly easy to find. You can find this in just about any store in the area. And it's going to be somewhere between $40 and $50, $52, $53, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's just a really good bourbon. And as I said, I don't always drink wild turkey, but when I do, it is usually rare breed. So I have a sentimentality for this that I may not have for some of the other spirits. I find that I really like this pour, and I like the taste and the easiness of availability. I'm going to give this a 4.5 Karl star rating. That's a 4.5 Karl star rating. It's just a really good bourbon for a decent price. It's one that, if you can afford it, put it on your bourbon shelf and come back to it every now and then. It's a nice, good sipping bourbon. So that's my take on Rare Breed, the 116.8 proof expression from our friends at Wild Turkey. Guys, you know the drill. Have a great evening. Look forward to wrapping up Big Bourbon Week tomorrow. And we're going to really wrap it up with a big bourbon tomorrow. But you know the drill. Stay safe. I want everybody to find peace. And, of course, happy pours.